works. Oh man, here we go. Back at it. Man, this work week has been rough. So I'm glad I can join this fucking like crazy uh like cyberpunk awful totalitarian corporate bullshit here. 'Cause this is actually a little bit better, I gotta say. What do I want to do with this too? There's like nothing I want to do with it too. You know what I'm saying? Like across the Greenway. I mean, why don't we go up to the fucking um the Ascendica? Well, side wheel's taking off soon. I don't know what the fuck that means. I guess we help with this, right? Why not? What? Jesus. Alright, fine. Fuck off, dude. Can we just sleep here? Can I sleep here tonight? Here's a scrap component. And cycle. Have some fucking scrap, bitch. Damn, 2 days, huh? Making quarantine. Across the Greenway. Yeah, I mean, we can do it now. No, before. Let's do it. That's all the food. Wait. Oh shit. I did it backwards. My bad. Sometimes I misunderstand. You're leaning against the metal crates you just loaded up with algae, packed and dried into bright green pucks. Ash hops onto the one beside you, flexing her arcing back. I hope the refugees like algae. Ash squints at you, as if you just interrupted her train of thought. It's a look you have become familiar with. Doesn't matter either way. This is what we've got, she sighs, rubbing the back of her neck. With these past cycles, working the algae stack with Ash, you've had little insight into her mind. She rarely seems happy to start a conversation, but is always eager to end one. Despite this, you feel like something has grown between you. Something like silent trust. The kind that tends to seed itself in the fertile soil of hard but necessary work. Something I've been meaning to ask. Ash raises her head cautiously. Go on. Why escape XPR? Ash pauses, her protective instinct fighting with the trust you've built. You can see her begin to shrug the question off, then she stops, rethinks, sighs. What you need to understand, Sleeper, is that Erlin's Eye wasn't the only place where the Solom collapse happened. Sure, Hawthorne, where we grew up, was an XPR installation, but that didn't screen it from Solom going under. Actually, Solom was the only reason XPR were ever here. She pauses, hesitant to get into the whole story, but wanting to offer something. She flinches, correcting herself. They are a service corp, you understand? They set up outposts and surrogate systems like this to offer refueling, logistics, and maintenance services to bigger companies with extraction contracts. She gestures to the eye around her, like Solom. When Solom went bust, XPR lost their client. And Hawthorne, well, we lost everything. We became an outpost tasked with just holding on. Keep the refueling platforms running, they said. Keep the outpost stable. Hold on to our claim. She rubs at her head, as if recalling all this was somehow physically painful. I can't believe I'm getting a fucking call, a work call now. I'm not picking it up. Because I think it says like the city that it's coming from, and every single time they've tried calling me, it's like, it's dead air. It's very weird. It's like, I'm done with work. I've been putting in too many hours. Too many hours. You know what it's like to spend your entire life in a place with no future? A place that exists only to hold a legal claim to a piece of territory to shore up breach of contract negotiations between two corporations? It's like a living in a she searches for the word, her eyes jumping back and forth. In a grave. She clenches her hands. Hold up. The only thing is to... So if you're looking for the answer to why questions, that's your reason. That's your answer. We, Peek and I, know what it's like to be forgotten, to be locked out. She stares hard at the side of the stack, the algae whirling against the glass in beautiful patterns. She doesn't look away. The silence extends, and you realize the conversation is over. Ash seems angry, not at you, but with herself, for even voicing such ideas. After a while, you stand and start to load the crates onto the powered cargo trolley that Ash will run back to the Briar. As you do, you try to catch her eye, but she avoids it, soothing herself instead with the comforting simplicity of physical work. Cool. So now we have to help Peek, huh? I know this is risky business, but... Boom. Alright, all done. What? More? Oh, god damn it. Okay, so what's this then? Oh shit. The Heavenage Hanger. A 5 and a 1. Come on, man. Alright. Little bit of suspicion there, but it's all good. Interface. Oh. Hey, blind spot. And cycle. I'm flickering already? God damn it. Alright. Tug escort. Just one? Damn, that sucks. Okay, you carefully code a timed emergency to take out some of the sensors. Okay, do another one. Gotta make that blind spot. Ooh, a 6. Briar upgrade? Alright. Cool. Oh. Commune work? We need to go eat. We're hungry. Yeah, give me some of that good shit. Wait, isn't like... Isn't like the Sidereal Horizon leaving soon? Like, come on, I think it should be leaving soon. Let's see. Yep, there's definitely some activity going on. So let's get to the stall. Order some fungi. We're full, boys. Ascend the car. Lemon Mina. There's a crowd, but you spot Lemon Mina immediately as you enter the dock. They are waiting at the cordon, where Celis security are checking the crew in to board the ship. Those that manage to get up to the hub are crowded near the entrance, but even they know their chance of getting on board is long gone. Lem! Lem spots you among the crowd. Sleeper, we're here! They're standing beside a bag which looks to carry all the possessions they have. It's small enough to be carried in one hand. You ready? Lem smiles nervously. Well, I guess so. He hefts the bag. I hope they'll let us take this on board. Got our whole life in here. You hand over the Celis ID film to Lem, keeping your own. He turns it back and forth in the light. Where'd your friend even get this picture, Sleeper? Looks like my old Conway ID. You look, and a shimmering, younger Lem stares out of the film, harder and clean cut. I spoke to the guard here. He nods to the white and green clad security officer. They'll be doing orientation and role assignment on board. Sounds like we're going to be working under the core crew, kind of like an intern. He laughs. What do you think, Meanie? Am I too old to be an intern? Following Lem's lead, you inspect your ID. As you lift the film up to the light, you see something strange, something that makes you flinch. The face printed on the film is one you recognize immediately, but it is not you. At least, this is not how you look now. You squint at this ghost, confused why you hadn't noticed earlier. It is a picture you remember being taken, a memory that you didn't know you had. You remember signing the forms, the walk to the sleeper tanks, the cold metal floor. You remember the SNARP employee who helped you in, her smile clean and surgical. You freeze in place, thinking of the you that still sleeps somewhere in an SNARP facility. That won't wake until you are recovered and disposed of, and now you are leaving. Will they ever wake up? Oh my god, I didn't realize that oh, that's why they're called sleepers, because their original is asleep. I don't know why I didn't put that together. I was wondering why they called them sleepers. So, okay, so SNARP recruits people and like signs them up, or like there's some type of contract where they pay people so that they can basically take their like not their I guess kind of like copy their minds and put it into like a robot or something like that. But the but it's not like a one-time thing and like the other person just goes on their merry way. That person is like like asleep or like frozen or some shit like that. I didn't realize that part of it. Sleeper. Lem interrupts your thoughts. These guys want us to board. You stare at him without thinking, then notice the guard gesturing to you both to come forward. You all kick it off and float over to them, steadying yourselves on the guardrail. You hang back, letting Lem present his ID film first. The guard slides it across the white machine, much like the one Castor printed them from. Reflexively rub the puncture mark on your hand, even though there is no trace of it now. It seems to be your destiny to be someone else's tool. Lem and Mina are waved through, the guard smiling at her excited face. Lem turns back to check you are coming. The guard beckons you closer. Bored. You shake off your doubts and hand over your ID film. The guard barely looks at it as they pass it through the scanner and wave you through. A new life built from old things. You okay? Lem asks, concerned as you catch up with them. You are so slow, robot, Mina teases, grabbing at you with small hands. Just making sure. Lem nods, and you realize how much harder it must have been for him to cross that threshold. Mina struggles in his arms, trying to get to you, and Lem relents, struggling with both the bag and his daughter. Mina tumbles to the microgravity and grabs onto your clothes for purchase. Pulling herself into your arms, you all proceed up the walkway, the entrance to the docking bridge yawning wide and above you. Are we a family, robot? Mina asks as you move, taking you by surprise. I guess so. Mina smiles and presses her head against your chest, pleased by your answer. You keep moving, up into the docking bridge, then along that thin glass-walled connector, all the time Mina clutching onto you. The lack of gravity means you can't feel her weight, only the grip of her small hands on your clothes. You both stare wide-eyed at the vast hull of the sidereal horizon, and try to think of this huge machine as a home. Later, when you settle in your bunk, after Mina was finished running back and forth between you and Lem with an endless infections of excitement, you find yourself looking at your ID film once more. Somehow, since the last time you looked at it, the image seems to have changed. It's still a picture of the old you, the person that signed up to have their consciousness copied and placed into the ownership of SNR, but something else has crept in the image, an underlying sense of self-identification. This is also a picture of you. You now. The you that survived the eye, that made friends here, that found a way out, that escaped against all odds. The other you might never wake up. They might never live again, but so be it. They can co-sign you to a doomed life for their own gain. Their life is yours now. You will live it better than they ever could. Wow, that's crazy. They're just gonna be literally stuck. Or they might be just never wake up. That's fucking crazy. You lie back on your bunk as the thrust of the side rail's vast engines kick in. This feeling, this rumble, will be your constant companion for the next decades. It will be there when you work, when you watch Mina grow, when you dream of the planet at the end of the journey. It will stay with you when your body starts to fail, despite the best attempts of Lem and Mina, as the years stack up and it exceeds the safe operating period by a decade. It will be the thing you wake up to in those rare moments of consciousness, between which Mina will keep you in a frozen state in the hope of preserving you until your destination is reached. It will be there when Mina wakes you, tears in her eyes, to tell you of Lem's inevitable death. And it will not relent, despite your desire for a moment of silence. It will be your final thing you hear, as Mina shuts down all but the most vital of your functions, and hopes beyond hope that you will make it to your final destination, all the while doubting that you will. But for now, in this moment of departure, it is still a new sound, a new feeling, and because of this, it's filled with promise of the future. That's right, because I can't make more of the serum, the whatever the thing, the stabilizer, when I'm on the side reel. At least from my understanding, I can't. Yikes. And so, you settle back in your bunk and close your eyes. In the moments you are sleeping a perfect dreamless sleep, the most peaceful that you can ever remember. And that's one ending. But that's not the ending we're taking. That is not the ending we're taking. We have other plans here. We are not going to attend. We're not getting on board. It was a potential avenue, but it doesn't make sense to go that way. So let's go back now. The Ascendica. Let's just... Bye, Mina. We wait. You wait for a moment. You need to wait for a moment. This is all happening too fast, changing too much. There are so many questions you have, so many threads to catch hold of, and yet here you are, boarding a ship of who knows where, on a journey that will take decades. Reconsider. Is this really what you want? How will you even survive? You feel dizzy, unsettled. You can make out the concerned look on Lem's face as you hold back. The guard gestures again. Mina's eyes, looking back at you, are so bright in the starlight. We stay on the eye. You can't do it. You can't get on that ship. You turn away quickly, trying not to look at Lem, to look at Mina, to meet their eyes. You turn away and kick off hard from the guardrail. When you reach the far wall, you turn back. The scene continues in front of you, as if nothing has changed. The next set of people are boarding. The crowds are still gathered at the cordon. The sidereal horizon still blinks, its yellow hull bright against the stars. And there are Lem and Mina, gliding up toward the docking bay, bag in hand. Lem is facing away, focused on the steady climb, but Mina is in his arms and is facing back towards you. You watch her face, confused, sullen, but twinkling with a growing excitement, as Lem carries her forward. As you watch Mina, you think about your future, about the future you might choose. You know one thing for certain, that the future is on the eye. You no longer have any enthusiasm for being carried forward by the dream of others, for grand futures that unfold like angelic wings across the horizon. The future is being made now on this spinning ring, among its people and its systems. You are sure of that. But as you watch Mina disappear into the entrance of the sidereal horizon, much later, when you watch the ship pull away, you feel a sense of longing. A longing to be carried, not by the systems that spin the suns, or the corporations that run the colonies, just by love, towards an uncertain future, just as Mina was. That, you think, is the future you wish to make here, on Erlin's eye. And that is the future that we have. We can't leave. We have work to do here. We still have work to do. We gotta help the flotilla. And we gotta help our girl with the fucking repairs on the ship. I knew Castor wasn't gonna like that. A strange choice. Castor stands beside you at the rail, watching the pinpricks of light from the side rail horizon's drives disappear. But perhaps not unexpected. You turn to look at Castor, who's beaming at you with an unsettling warmth. Aren't you angry? About what? He squeezes your shoulder. I only wish for you to exercise that strong drive of yours. If it happens to align with my own, then it is pleasing to me. But if it does not, I cannot punish you. What about the side rail? Castor looks out into the stars. I will do my best to follow its progress, he pauses. Celis itself is of more concern. Cedar Celis has taken a step back from the public eye. It seems some internal struggles are playing out within their pristine halls. Castor sighs, but I doubt core politics are of much concern to you. Castor moves down along the rail. The eye, though, that seems to be your primary concern. Am I right? I have unfinished business. He pats you on the back. Don't we all? It is the nature of life to leave things unfinished. I have more projects than I can count, so many games still to play and things to learn. May your future cycles be as fruitful as my own. Castor turns and starts to clunk away in his mag boots. I'll be keeping an eye on you, if you don't mind, Sleeper. He waves as he walks. My curiosity remains piqued. Well, he does have me tracked now. Once he leaves, you stay a little longer at the rail, watching the stars. Imagining the look on Mina's face when she sees Celis 1 for the first time. Imagining the excitement when she first touches the soil, the joy when she first stands outside in the rain, laughing. Those images, though they will not happen for decades, are what will carry you through this cycle, and perhaps the next one too. So now we should probably head back down. We have, oh, I can't level some of these up. No, I can't actually. I gotta wait. Alright, how much time do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5 days. 5 days to get all this shit done. Come on, good news. Hey, look at that, good news. And a 6. We need to convince that crew. Come on. I probably shouldn't have done it for that one. I probably should have done it for a different one. Okay. Well, that sucks, but it is what it is. Let's use a stabilize-y. Hey, look at that. There we go, baby. Oh, let's go back. Now end cycle. We can do this. Got this. I think, at least. Engineering. Interface. Okay, let's. Ooh, that's pretty good. Here we go. Hey, look at that. And now do that. Got one down. Peaky's waiting for you when you slip out of the operations center, nervously poking at their small slate. Sleeper, they hiss. I followed what you were doing on the network. Incredible work. How do you do that? Comes naturally. Peak smiles. I can't tell if that's modesty or just the truth. Interfacing skills like that, it's almost worth being. They stop themselves. Sorry, I didn't mean. Nothing is worth being a sleeper. Peak nods, unsure what to say. You and Peak quietly slip into the main walkway and work your way back to the public areas of the cordon. Havenage has had to quickly respond to the flotilla's arrival, and that means a lot of contractors and spacers walking through these corridors. You blend in easily enough. I haven't met a sleeper before, Peak begins. As you might have guessed, they smile nervously. Hawthorne is an XPR service outpost, and since the collapse, no one came for refueling or repairs anymore, so my generation has never met anyone outside the company. We heard about sleepers, they nod in your direction, from the data packets that come through from XPR every once in a while. They usually contain news along with corporate propaganda, but the reports were light on the details. SNR have kept the sleeper program pretty quiet anyway, and I think XPR are only interested in telling their employees about it because it made living in a company town look like a good life in comparison to being a piece of corporate property. They freeze. Again, I don't mean look down. I'm just not sure how to talk about the stuff. It's okay. Peak smiles. I'll shut up about it now. You walk on a little further, the walkway becoming busier. You both relax a little more and go with the flow of people. Just want to say, I think I understand. They begin again. Clearly, this has been on their mind. I understand the need to escape, to get free of it all. They laugh at themselves. The structures, the systems, the company horizons in a company town. They stare ahead. The small places, small quarters, small people. They look away. The slow death it brings. That's it. They turn to you. I get why you signed up to be a sleeper, and why you escaped from that too. Nod. You try to form words, but you can't. There's altogether too much running through your head. But you look at Peak and they look at you, and that seems okay for now. You walk in silence again, each of you in your own thoughts, but moving together through space nonetheless. After a while, you come to the entrance to the cordon, where handfuls of workers and crews filter in and out through the two huge loading bay doors. Peak stops. Okay. They pause. I'm heading back to the Briar. Once again, incredible work on the sensors. The blind spot you created, that should give us a real advantage. See you soon. They head off, disappearing into the crowd almost immediately, outrunning their own nervousness. Oh, there you go. There's your fucking shit. There we go. Then cycle. A rapid burst of movement catches your attention. A drone. It's fin adjusting it as it hovers in place, floats in the corridor. Hello? The drone shifts a little but does not respond. The drone buzzes closer, and a voice gurgles out of its speaker, distorted and strange. Sleeper, come to the cordon. We need to speak. Who is this? The drone clicks and whirs, and the recording starts playing again. Sleeper. Okay. Inspect the drone. You move closer, and the drone bobs away to a safe distance, but it's, yeah. The HA of Havenage and Blazon was good. Could it be Bang's drone? Satisfied it has delivered its message, the drone rotates and accelerates away as it rapidly as rat. You stare at it and it disappears from the sight, hoping for some insight that escapes you. To the cordon, then. Oh. As you enter the passage that leads to the cordon, a flash of movement catches your eye. The drone. It stops to make sure you've seen it, and then flits into a side passage, leading to a set of narrow stairs. You climb up through a dark shaft, the drone stopping at each landing to check you are following. Despite its lack of expression, there's something overbearing about the way the drone waits, impatiently realigning its bins in sequence. After a long climb, you come out onto an observation platform. The cordon and the vast ramshackle refugee ships beyond fill your vision. The scale seems impossible, and immediately you feel small and naive for even thinking you could affect the situation. Something shifts nearby. The drone again? Helene? The woman has stood at the window, at the edge of your vision. You aren't surprised you didn't notice her. She too seems impossibly small in the shadow of the flotilla. The drone buzzes by her shoulder and she returns. She churns. Sleeper. Sorry for all the cloak and dagger nonsense. She nods at the drone. But I have never regretted being cautious. She smiles, a tight smile, and holds out a hand. I'm Helene. Shake her hand. The tight smile holds, but the drone keeps its single eye fixed on you. The effect is a little unnerving. Look, she glances around the empty observation deck as if checking for potential eavesdroppers. Let's be straight with each other. I know about your plans, and she cuts in before you can respond. I understand your motives. You look at her in her overalls, the yellow marker, the HA sigil. You've been on the eye long enough to recognize a Havenage member when you see them. You are Havenage. Yes, I mean, I expect that is obvious, the tight smile again. I hope you won't hold that against me. She glances around nervously and moves a little closer. This entire situation, I am not here to defend it. She glances back to the flotilla. No one is happy about this. Especially not the refugees. She sighs. I'm not your enemy here, no matter what you think. She pauses. Sleeper, tell me something. What does Havenage mean to you? I mean, Hardenhurst. A work in progress. She smiles. Fair, I think. Havenage is used to being criticized. In some ways, we invite it. Our members are free to bring up grievances at any meeting, to propose new structures and approaches. She shifts her weight impatiently. As a counselor, it is my duty to listen to them. That is why I was elected by the members. We are an imperfect system, yes, and each counselor, each member, each representative can be flawed, and worse. She looks down. But we keep this place running. This is what we do. And the flotilla? She turns and looks at the clump of fractured ships. The flotilla is a problem. Can the Eye take in thousands of refugees safely? I don't know. This place is a ruin, Sleeper. What do you think the council discusses? The price of Garol? We make plans to keep this place spinning, to keep life supporting working, to ensure. Someone slate chirps and a grim look passes across her face as she sees the notification. She looks tired, the screen light casting a rigid expression in a pale glow. Sleeper, I didn't bring you here to explain how Havenage works. I came to talk about your plan to cross the cordon, breach the quarantine, and supply the flotilla. She looks directly at you. How do you know? She glances at the drum. I'm making my job to know what happens here. I know you think you are helping the flotilla, but you cannot do this. Right now, halfway along the ring, one of the countless series of debates are being held. These debates are to evaluate the potential harm that could be caused if the refugees of flotilla are left to enter the station. These debates are at a standstill. Helen walks to the window. Too many in the Havenage Council think the flotilla is a threat. After recent events, a hardline group has emerged, protective, selfish. They seek only to benefit the members. In their mind, the flotilla is a danger to life on the Eye. We're just trying to help these people. I mean, like, we just want to get them food and water and stuff. Like, come on. If you are caught crossing the cordon and breaching the quarantine, it will only strengthen the hardline counselor's case. Criminals who stole a ship from the XPR undermining the security of the station? She shakes her head. It's exactly what they want. The refugees need supplies. They do, and that's exactly what I want to give them. But unless the quarantine is lifted through a fair process, they will never get them. She sighs deeply. And those XPR spacers you are running with? Sleeper, do you know anything about them? More than I know about you. She looks at you pleadingly. Let's change that, Sleeper. Why do you think the refugee flotilla came here now? Something is happening in the system. Something is pushing people out of colonies and outposts that have survived since Solom's collapse. We need to be ready for whatever is coming. Ready to protect the Eye. I know the Eye means something to you. I know there's a reason you are still here. Help me protect it. Helen fixes you with a strong look. Persuade those spacers that this is the wrong move. That they will get caught and the flotilla will be locked down. That Havenage will be delivered into those with the worst instincts. Forget the suicidal supply run with people you barely know. Help me fight for the Eye. Why don't you stop them? If I expose the plan, it's the same as if it goes out. Yeah, that's true. Every way I look at it, the Eye looks compromised, the quarantine justified. The hardliners get their scapegoat. Don't offer up the excuse of the hardliners need to lock the flotilla out altogether, but to persuade the members they are the safest pair of hands. She looks at you imploringly. Please. Oh, this is good. I like this. This is a hard choice. This is literally refugee crisis shit. Okay, we can talk after this. You look back at her and the flotilla behind her, the sense of desperation in her plea. A notification breaks the silence. Shit. She rapidly scrolls through the pages later. Sleeper, I need to go. She looks torn. Think about this, please. Talk to the spacers. Help them see reason. She quickly leaves the observation deck before you have time to respond. You stay for a moment, watching the lights of the tugs in the flotilla, and wonder what it feels like to be on one of those ships, so close to your destination, yet so far from it. And then you think of Havenage Council Chamber across the eye where the right of these people to find safety is being debated. You shiver, and then you too are gone, back in the stairwell in the cold dark below. This is really good because it's not open and shut. It's not like, oh, like, you know, like these people need food, they need like all like the supplies. But doing this, well, it could really prevent them from ever being a part of a flotilla. Because like, yes, I understand, like the current, like it's tough. It's tough. Just following what these spacers are telling me to do. I mean, oh my God, I have 3 days. If I just follow what the spacers are telling me to do, then I could be in big trouble. Oh, the refugees could be in big trouble because they might never be able to find a spot on the eye for them. I mean, and who knows? They may never. It may be just be lose-lose, and it's just worth it just to give them some food and shit. But Havenage sees that we broke quarantine and that we gave, like, you know, we did all this shit, then she's kind of right. Would they ever be granted the ability to, you know, the hardliners might get their way, and they might, the flotilla might never be able to come here. Then who knows, they might have that opportunity if we don't go. But who knows if they would ever get that opportunity whether or not I go or not. I just want them to get food and water. I am still leading on the side of supporting the flotilla, but it's tough. Here we go. Okay, we got a crew. We got a crew. We got a fucking crew. You meet Peak leaning in a corner of the canteen in their typical unassuming way. It occurs to you as you approach that Peak must have had some practice in staying invisible. All good? They look up from their sleep. The crew you were just talking to. They nod to the group leaving the canteen. Will they join us? They'll do it. Nicely done. Peak beckons for you to follow as they peel off the wall, head out into the walkway overlooking the cordon. Glad you were here to talk to them. I never had much of a way with people. Peak smiles and looks away quickly as you walk. Why is that? Well, Peak pauses. Maybe it'd be more accurate to say people never had much of a way with me. They squint, irritated by their own odd turn of phrase. What I mean is, people have caused me a lot of trouble. I've had people hate me without knowing a thing about me. They tuck their hair behind an ear. I'm sure you know the feeling. I do. Peak glances at you. Sorry to hear that. It marks you. Am I right? It does. Peak nods. You both walk in silence for a moment. Not an awkward silence, but one of solidarity. Peak leads you around a corner, heading back to the main cordon axis. I appreciate you coming in and helping us out on this, sleeper. Or talking to the crew, and, well, you know. Maybe after this insane plan is done, we can talk properly. They keep looking ahead. You realize they are nervous. I'd like that. Peak smiles, looking down at their feet. That's settled then, they say to the floor. I better report the news to Ash. We have ourselves a tug escort. She stops at an intersection. See you soon, sleeper, and please, take care. And with that, they drift away, their head down, their gait changing as they do, their practiced invisibility shrouding them like a cape. Okay. And then slice the thrusters. Slice thrusters. So we're making the ship better. Here we go. Hey, look at that. The Briar's upgraded. Peak grins as you pile the ion thruster set into the motorized trolley in a derelict loading bay. I borrowed this from Ash. I barely know how it works. They seem giddy at the idea of stealing the ship parts from Havenage. Thought you worked for XPR. I did, but not as a repair tech. They help you heave the thruster into position. My specialty was computer systems. I mostly worked on keeping the protocols that ran the refueling platforms from totally decaying due to lack of use. There's a problem with platforms in orbit on the moon the moon Hawthorne is on, and Cinder itself. Ash and I ended up having to head out to them regularly to work on them. Sounds like hard work. You joking? Peak smiles. That was the best job at Hawthorne. You get assigned a ship, you get to leave the colony for a bit. So much better than outpost maintenance or canteen work. The only reason we got assigned to it was that Ash's mother is the administrator of Hawthorne, and Ash managed to get my name on the list too. Peek looks for the trolley's ignition. Ash is always saving me. They find the switch and hit it, and the trolley starts whining. Peek looks at the thrusters. Ash will install these. The Briar is her baby, really. Peek looks toward the big exit. Truth be told, I was surprised she could bring herself to take it from her mother. Losing a ship? That has to have hurt the colony. What was her mother like? Tough. You'd have to be to keep control of a service outpost with no services to provide. Peek looks away. It's a tough place overall, Hawthorne. And Ash's mom, she likes it that way. Peek shuffles the trolley out of the bay into the corridor. They'll manage without the Briar. No choice. Peek smiles. And I have to admit, I'd love to have seen her face when she saw we had gone. Peek pauses. Don't tell Ash that. They walk on quietly, lost in their memories with Hawthorne. Okay, I think I can manage the rest. Peek brushes their hair out of their face. You've done more than enough this cycle. Peek looks over the thrusters. Once these are fitted, the Briar will handle better than ever. You might even get a thank you from Ash, Peek laughs. They head off into the corridor, the trolley whining its high-pitched whine. See you soon. Okay, that's everything. Look at that. Alright, so now if we cross the rim, all that's left is breaking quarantine, I guess. Well, we can help on the shit. Damn, negative outcomes? Really bad. Hey, look at that. We're making some headway. Descendica. Alright. Alright, let's grab some McDonald's. This shit is really just McDonald's, isn't it? I just love me some fucking Mickey D's. Some Mickey fucking D's. That's what I like. Let's feed that stray. Hey, look at that. We fed the stray. Alright. Next time, I think we're actually gonna probably be wrapping this up in the next time. Or at least wrapping it up for now. You know, because we do have, there's episodes that are gonna be released for the, I mean, by the time this releases, the next episode might have already been, put out there, so who knows, but we'll see. Whenever this recording goes live, well, you know, it all depends on that. We'll definitely be coming back whenever these episodes, like the Ash and Peek was an episode. So it seems like they're like, you know, like 30-40 minute kind of affairs. Maybe even longer than that, who knows, but you know, there'll be like an episode or two's worth each time an episode drops, but which makes sense, I guess. But yeah. I'll see you on the flip-flop.